Thank you so. Hi, baby. Hey Google, play today's news.
Here's the latest news. From Reuters TV, U.S. at 10:01 a.m. today.
Wow, yummy. Oh, sorry. Are you okay?
Go watch Leah Chacha.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for joining the live. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the like button right here, the little heart. Tap, tap, tap. I'm gonna be making some breakfast today.
Hi, I'm Tara Oakes in Liverpool. It's Saturday, February 21st. Today, what happens next after the Supreme Court checks Trump's tariffs, his signature economic policy? Officials say US strikes on Iran could target individual leaders. We speak to our photographer behind that photo of former Prince Andrew. Plus, Milan gears up for an ice hockey Olympic final for the ages. USA versus Canada. This is Reuters World News, bringing you everything you need to know from the front lines in 10 minutes, 7 days a week. For more than a year, US President Donald Trump has moved through Washington like a monarch, in a capital increasingly shaped by his power, threats, and whims. The Supreme Court's decision to strike down the emergency authority he had used to impose sweeping tariffs has abruptly altered that trajectory. Trump has moved quickly to revive his tariff push, announcing a new 10% global import tariff just hours after the decision. Reuters US economics editor Dan Burns has been reporting on what this decision means and what happens next.
The Supreme Court's ruling on Friday is not the end of this process, particularly the litigious process. It kicks the case back down to the International Trade Court, where they will sort out things like, are we going to tell the government to refund $175 million tariffs that have been collected since last January? Are they going to say, well, forget that, that's too difficult, but you can't do it going forward. So let's consider prospective relief, which would leave that $175 billion still in the coffers of the U.S. Treasury. And then there's the question about, are companies going to be able to get refunds? That's part and parcel to that fight. It's now going to take months at a minimum, coming out at a lower court, and possibly face appeals from there about those findings and those rulings.
This ruling could overshadow Trump's trip to China next month, where tariffs are expected to be a major focus. And for a deeper look on the tariff fallout, plus the broader economy, head to our sister podcast, Morning Bed. We'll drop a link in the show notes. As the fallout from that tariff decision continues, and advisors urge him to focus on voters' economic concerns ahead of the midterms, President Trump is pushing the US to the brink of war with Iran. And the administration still isn't giving Americans a clear explanation of why the US might be moving towards its most aggressive action against Iran in decades. Reuters chief national security reporter Phil Stewart has been tracking what the Pentagon is preparing for.
What we've learned is that this planning is incredibly granular, and it includes now potentially targeting individual Iranian leaders, and so, as well as options ranging all the way up to full regime change. And so we don't know exactly what the order of battle, as they call it in the military, would be. But we reported a week ago that the U.S. military was planning for a potentially weeks-long sustained operation against Iran. And if you talk to experts and analysts, what that really means is that there's going to be kind of an exchange of blows. And the Iranians are far more capable than what the United States had to deal with in Iraq, and far more capable than what the United States had to deal with when they fought the Taliban. And so you are talking about potentially an actual conflict. So the Iranians have lots of options, right? They control the waters off their coast, or at least they would seek to control them. And one way they could do that is by mining the strait. Now, they've always threatened that if their regime were threatened, or if their ability to export oil were threatened, then nobody would be able to export oil. They'd have to mine the strait. And of course, that is quite problematic for global oil markets.
4 years into Russia's invasion, millions of Ukrainians are still living in limbo across Europe. Families separated and futures uncertain. In Poland, Irina Bondarenko, a Ukrainian journalist and refugee from Kiev, keeps 3 suitcases packed by the door, constantly thinking how they will pack up and go home. This week's On Assignment podcast, out today, explores how displacement has reshaped daily daily life for Ukrainians abroad, including our own journalists, and whether returning home still feels possible after so much time away. I'll drop a link in the description. Now, it was the photograph of the week of a former prince who was once a dashing naval officer and reputed favourite son of the late Queen Elizabeth, now known as just Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, slumped, seated in the back of a car after his release under investigation on suspicion of misconduct in public office over his ties to late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Mountbatten Windsor has always denied any wrongdoing in relation to Epstein. That photo has gone beyond viral, topping front pages around the world and even being compared to classical art like Edvard Munch's The Scream. And it was taken by our very own Reuters photographer, Phil Noble, who hails from a little place called Liverpool, England.
So I'm obviously based in the frozen north of England, a million miles away from Norfolk. The news breaks, former Prince Andrew arrested. So then we start to deploy assets down to Norfolk, and then it's just proper old school journalism, where there's police stations with a custody suite. Where could it possibly be? In the 4.5, 5 hours it took me to drive down there. Our video colleague Marissa was closer than I was. She'd gone to the police station, I joined her, and it just didn't feel right initially. There was no sign of cars, no activity. I was been there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It was getting cold and dark and wet. I started to make my way towards the hotel, and at that moment, 2 cars pulled into the police station. Marissa sent a really helpful message saying, Phil, there's 2 cars arrived, you might want to come back. So I literally turned around, raced back to the police station, and within a minute and a half, of me arriving back out of breath and trying to keep the cars left the police station, and he was in the back of one of them. The skill, the art of a car shop, it's an awful lot of work and a little bit of judgment. You still need the gold on your side to make sure you get it. I've been at Reuters a long time, and you get used to having photographs and video clips and whatever travel widely. It's unusual in this day and age to be pretty much the only photographer at an event. There's always people with mobile phones, lots of other journalists. I was lucky that everything lined up and I got it, and because I was the only one there, it's the only image. In today's day and age, it just doesn't happen.
Come on, close it down.
Over to Milan now, where the stage is set for Sunday's men's ice hockey final at the Winter Olympics. Rivals Canada and the United States are gearing up for a blockbuster Olympic showdown. Our sports reporter Amy Tenery is in Milan.
The excitement and the interest in the USA-Canada rivalry has reached a whole other level because you have truly the best players in the world playing each other. It is the most epic rivalry in international hockey. What makes it so compelling this time around is that we're seeing the return of National Hockey League players to the Olympic stage for the first time since 2014. 4 years ago, it was actually Finland who had the surprise upset over the Russian Olympic Committee. It was not a result that anybody really expected. Of course, this time around, the Russian team wasn't allowed to compete due to the sanctions over the conflict in Ukraine. That really blew this competition wide open because anybody who follows hockey knows the history of Russia and their passion for hockey. They have some of the best players in the world. Think about Alex Ovechkin. He is the top goal scorer of all time. He's not here. So that makes a compelling opportunity for the United States or Canada to stake out their claim as the preeminent hockey power in the world. So it just makes this final even more exciting and compelling than it might have been previously.
So your watchers, get your coffee brewing. Tomorrow's final starts at 8:10 in the morning Eastern and is one of the last events to take place before the closing ceremony of the 2026 Winter Olympic Games.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools.
Onka Hope, what's
Instagram will
up?
continue adding built-in
Where are you
safety features
from?
to help create age-appropriate
I'm making some
experiences.
scrambled eggs and
Learn more about teen
this is
accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online
mini
at
sausages,
Instagram.com/teenaccounts.
and I got some fries in the oven. I'll show you real quick.
For more on any of the stories from today, check out Reuters.com or the Reuters app. Don't forget to follow us on your favourite podcast player. If you're listening on a smart speaker, just ask for the latest news from Reuters 7 days a week. We'll be back tomorrow with the Daily Headline Show.
From Fox News at 8:06 a.m. today.
South Africa. Oh yeah. Welcome. If you haven't already, please subscribe and tap the like button down here, the little heart. Yummy. Eat. Kevin? Cherry?
Nigeria Albany Fox News, and that is what the Supreme Court is telling him. It's handed him a major setback when it comes to global tariffs.
I'm ashamed of certain members of the court. Absolutely ashamed for not having the courage.
He was trying to get on top of me and pinch me. I just started flapping my arms around to be funny, and then I accidentally punched him.
Man, be more careful.
Nominated during his first term. I think it's an embarrassment to their families. You want to know the truth? The two of them.
Despite the tariff setback, the president vows to use alternative authorities, including imposing a temporary global 10% tariff. At the White House, Stuart Halpern, Fox News.
Investigators are now reviewing surveillance video from neighbors as they sift through tens of thousands of tips in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Fox's Max Gordon is in Tucson.
Neighbors here have been told to send in any surveillance footage that looks suspicious from between January 1st to February 2nd, though it's unclear when authorities or if authorities will be releasing any additional footage. Meanwhile, investigators say they aren't ruling out the possibility that multiple people might have been...
Hey, welcome everyone. Make sure to tap the like button right here, the little heart. Tap, tap, tap. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Tell me where you're from on the chat.
Is his Ozark Trail backpack, a product line available at Walmart. Investigators are currently working to identify other items he was wearing and where he might have purchased them.
Authorities are turning to genetic analysis of DNA evidence that was found at the Guthrie house after no positive matches turned up in the FBI database. America's listening to Fox News.
Every business is asking the same question. How do we make AI work for us? No more waiting. With NetSuite by Oracle, you can put AI to work today. NetSuite is the #1 AI cloud ERP trusted by over
Hey, Trish with the Millions. What's up, man? Welcome back.
Finances, inventory, commerce, HR, and CRM into a single source of truth. The connected data is what makes your AI smarter, helping you make fast decisions. If your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, get our free business guide, Demystifying AI, at netsuite.com/Fox.
Could the U.S. and Iran be on the verge of war? The president with a warning to Iran.
Joined by the leaders of multiple countries at his Port of Peace meeting, President Trump said now is the time for Iran to make a deal with the U.S. toward peace, saying they cannot have a nuclear weapon.
We cannot continue to threaten the stability of the entire region, and they must make a deal.
He referenced the B-2 bombings of Iran's nuclear arsenals over the summer.
So now we may have to take it a step further, or we may not. Maybe we're going to make a deal. You're going to be finding out over the next probably 10 days.
days.
Administration officials have said they want negotiations to include not just Iran's nuclear program, but also their missile program, as well as their support of terrorist proxy groups. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
The military has struck another alleged drug boat in the Eastern Pacific, killing 3 suspected narco-terrorists. The Pentagon says the vessel was traveling along a known drug trafficking route. Hey! Part of the War Department's Operation Southern Spear is launched back in September. Old Man Winter is about to pay another visit to the Northeast.
The trend has been towards the storms that are a little closer to us, potentially now for a little higher snowfall in our region. Thinking, but still a sizable snowfall, as we've been saying for the last 2 days, that, the question would be, we're getting at, 3 inches or 13 inches, and we're probably closer to that 13-inch amount now. Snow's going to start lately on Sunday morning, then maybe mix a little rain right at the start. The worst of it will be from late Sunday night into Monday morning for the heaviest snow. Wind gusts 40 to over 60 miles per hour, particularly along the coast. So that could lead to blizzard conditions there, and we may have some minor to moderate to major coastal flooding as that storm really gets cranky here. It's going to be a bomb cyclone. In other words, a storm that's going to rapidly intensify as it moves past us.
That's Fox 5 New York meteorologist Nick Gregory. I'm Daria Alden. This Fox News.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
From CNBC Tech Check at 12:48 p.m. yesterday. This Tech Check briefing is sponsored by Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
I'm Steve Kovac, and this is your CNBC Tech Check briefing. NVIDIA is in discussions to invest up to $30 billion in OpenAI as part of a funding round that could value the AI startup at a $730 billion pre-money valuation. The investment is separate from the $100 billion infrastructure agreement that OpenAI and NVIDIA announced in September, according to a source familiar with the matter. The $30 billion deal is not final, and the details are still subject to change, the person said. The Financial Times was first to report on that potential investment. A federal grand jury indicted 3 Silicon Valley engineers on charges of stealing trade secrets from Google and other tech companies and transferring sensitive data to Iran. The indictment identified the defendants as Iranian nationals, and the trio faced charges of conspiracy to commit trade secret theft, and attempted theft of trade secrets, and obstruction of justice. In a statement to CNBC, Google said it had detected the alleged theft through routine security monitoring before referring the case to law enforcement. And New York Governor Kathy Hochul has pulled a proposal that would have allowed commercial robotaxi services like Alphabet's Waymo to start in some parts of the state. That's according to her office. Hochul's proposal represents a blow to robotaxi operators like Waymo, which plan to expand its ride-hailing service to several new cities this year. A Waymo spokesperson told CNBC in a statement that it was disappointed by Hochul's decision. The decision will not affect Waymo's current testing in New York City. That's all for today. See you back here next week.
This Tech Check briefing is sponsored by Comcast Business. With leading networking and connectivity, advanced cybersecurity, and expert partnership, Comcast Business helps turn today's enterprises into engines of modern business. Powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities. From DW News Brief at 7 a.m. today.
What's up to in Ann Vinny?
This is DW News, and these are our top stories. US President Donald Trump says he will impose a 10% global tariff after the Supreme Court ruled that his previous levies are illegal. Trump said the ruling left him deeply disappointed and accused the Supreme Court of being swayed by foreign interests. The US President vowed to deploy new methods to impose tariffs, including a sweeping new duty on all foreign trading partners. The US military says it has struck what it describes as a drug smuggling vessel in the Eastern Pacific, killing 3 men. It shared a video of the deadly strike. The US began targeting alleged narco-trafficking boats in early September, killing more than 140 people. At least 12 people have been killed in Israeli strikes on Lebanon. Israel said it hit command centers of the militant group Hezbollah, as well as a Palestinian refugee camp where 2 Hamas operatives were killed. Despite a ceasefire brokered in 2024, Israel has conducted near-daily strikes on Lebanon. This is DW News from Berlin. For more, you can take a look at our website at dw.com.
Scramby eggs. Ready. Mini sausages almost ready. Let's give it a little taste test. ¿Ya están? Y tú también. You better, man?
Do you want juice? Uh-huh. Where are those slippers? ¿Dónde están las pantuflas? Your shoes? Coke, no. Juice. Do you want the pink or the blue?
I have an air fryer, but it's in the basement.
You want some juice? ¿Manda? Yeah. I needed that. Because I'm not worried about the baby. So I can take care. Yeah. Oh, que me estaba haciendo.
Oh man, now let's see what's that.
Es que me tomé unas pastillas para un snack.
¿Eh?
Me tomé un snack, bueno, 3.
Oh, sí?
Ya, porque ahora dije ayer que me dio mucho de cuenta.
Yeah. Ya como en 10 minutes ya deben de estar también las papitas. A ver quién quiere comer. Está huevito. ¿Le sirvo allí?
Sí.
Mira, estas papas que puse acá están.
Yeah.
Pásame a quitar esa caja de ahí ahorita que coman, ¿eh? No saben dónde se encuentra la señora esposa. Voy a agarrar y a levantar todas las migajas de pan que dejaste.
Jay.
¿Sabes el perro? Congratulations.
7. Lucky 7.
Sit down. Do you want to eat? ¿Cómo que ya no sabe bien? ¿Cómo que ya no sabe bien? El café.
Yes, sir.
¿Tienen quesito adentro? Son como los de la hamburguesa, como los de la carne asada.
And fries and eggs? Just put the food?
Mm-hmm.
What's that? I don't want any eggs.
You don't want egg? Just scramble.
Dile a Jane, amor.
Jane, your food is ready. What, did you try the coffee?
Ya, no sé, pues sabe diferente. Mateo, ten. Sausage, because I know you like.
I need buffalo sauce and ketchup. Ma,
No le eches mucha porque es para más fácil para los niños también.
I know. Ma, for some reason I like to mix the buffalo sauce and the ketchup to make that's a new problem. I like beef. Do you like egg? No. Do you like beef? No. Do you like beef? I like to mix the sauce with the ketchup to make spicy ketchup. And it tastes exactly like spicy ketchup. I'm not
What are you putting? Buffalo sauce on your
buffalo
eggs?
sauce and ketchup tastes like spicy ketchup.
Have some food.
You have to say please and thank you.
He's homeless! Please and thank you. I'm very poor. And Jane, what's the ketchup?
Yeah, you would take it.
Hold up, Jane. Excuse me.
Hey guys. Here, put it over there. Aiden, you want fries? All three? All right.
Vayan a checar ahí arriba del microondas.
¿Qué están buscando? Oh.
Ese.
Didn't you just buy some ketchup?
There's supposed to be a big bottle of ketchup.
Aiden, you want the sausage? I know you like the sausage.
Never mind, I don't want anything.
You have had it before.
You love the sausage, Aiden. It has cheese in it.
You're in a kitchen.
What do you mean?
It's okay to like sausage, Aiden. Hey, that's when I feed me your food. I'm not a garbage